Welcome back. We're having a conversation with Nicolyn Raymond, founder of Inner Peace Financials. Today we are talking about investing in ourselves. I know this Christmas and traditionally the season leads into Maaga Seezn. We know that Belizeans spend so much on household items, presents, etc. Do you think this is prudent, Ms. Nicolyn?
Well, it's most definitely prudent for the persons that are spending. I think we have to consider our behavior. The thing with finances and money is that 80% of it is about our behavior. So we most definitely have to think about how we want to celebrate Christmas, and then also how do we want to be living after Christmas. That space between Christmas and our next payday. And so most definitely we have to consider putting some money aside, maybe even before you start your Christmas spending, putting some money aside for that space between Christmas and the next payday, and then build up your Christmas budget, looking at the gifts that you can actually afford, and then moving along with purchasing those gifts and really having that Christmas that you want, because that's the reason we work, so that we can have the lifestyle that we want to have. In this instance, it's just to make sure that we are saving before we actually go into that big Christmas spending.
So besides saving, what are some other things we can do for our financial health for 2024? And what are some things that we can do differently?
Well, of course, the main thing is we want to look at means to have additional income. So more than one source of income is always good to consider. How can we earn more, perhaps doing less in some instances, but also just having more income from different places coming in. And then, of course, we want to look at saving for that, just in case something happens, those moments that are definitely coming around. We want to make sure that we're putting something aside for that. And then investing, yes, we can consider investing ourselves, learning a new skill, being able to apply that skill to perhaps earn more money. And so you're not just spending money to learn something, but you're spending as an investment in yourself. So you can learn more skills, apply those skills to make more money, and actually find ways to give back to the community, which again also helps to develop us as individuals.
I completely agree with you. Last week we had Dr. Philip Castillo on the show, and he recommended an increase in a basic commodity such as sugar. So there is a chance that we will be seeing spikes in some commodities. Health is also a great concern for many, and it's not so economically feasible to get sick right now. How can we protect ourselves?
So the first thing is about preventing, getting sick. Ensure that you're having a high intake of something like vitamin C. So that's an area that's most important. And when it comes to your financial health, though, yes, you want to be saving something, putting something aside for, again, that just in case something happens, you want to be putting some funds aside for that. Oftentimes people refer to it as an emergency fund. But once you are putting something aside, then if something happens, you do fall ill, you have some funds to help cover during that time with your medication, and also perhaps if you need additional assistance. So saving, putting something aside is most important. And of course, if you have insurance, now is the time to actually fully utilize those services if you're not well.
That was going to be my next question in regards to insurance. Can you please give us your professional opinion on that? For the ordinary Belizean out there, let's say they may not have insurance, what would you advise them to do?
Well, if you don't have insurance, then you want to most definitely find ways to get the most affordable health care. And oftentimes that's going through the public healthcare system. And so you want to definitely consider what would be the easiest way for you to get help in case of an emergency. So you must know, it's good to know the contact numbers for emergency services within Belize. But also, if you don't have insurance, then it's most definitely something you want to consider in investing in, because we never know when, accidents or unexpected events can show up. And so most definitely, it's something that you want to add to your budget. You can perhaps find an insurance that's affordable for you and your family.
Thank you, Ms. Nicolyn. It's so important to get information on financial health, and we do want to thank you so much for the conversation we had today. It was fruitful. We hope to see you more later in 2024, and thanks for joining us. When we return, we'll be joined by Miss Janine Hamilton with another segment of Tech Bites.